Ladies and gentlemen, welcome live to the FGCU Softball Complex here in Fort Myers, Florida, as the number 3 Florida Gators visit the nest to take on your FGCU Eagles. I'm John Vitas, welcoming you in to the only midweek contest of the year for your Eagles as they welcome in one of the top teams in the nation. The Gators are in town. Hannah Adams leads it off for Florida, going up against right-hander Sarah Lawton, who gets the start for FGCU. Lawton, a 5'7" senior from Waterbury, Connecticut. Ready for softball here on a Wednesday night as Lawton is in the circle for FGCU. 3 lefties to start it out for the Gators, and the first pitch is on the outside corner for a strike to Adams. It'll be Adams, Cheyenne Lindsay, and Charlotte Eccles due up for Florida here in the top of the first. That one misses for ball 1. Kendall Lindemann in the cleanup spot for the Gators. She's the first baseman with the catcher Julia Cottrell batting 5th. The 6th hitter is Emily Wilkie, the designated player. Lawton ready with a 1-1. Catching the zone for strike 2. Avery Gels plays right field, is in the 7 hole. The 8 hitter is Callie Reese. She plays shortstop. And the left fielder, Jamie Hoover, rounds it out for Florida. 1-2 pitch from Lawton is drilled down the line, but hooking foul. Just wide of that right field line, and they'll do it again on 1 and 2 to Adams. Lawton leads the Eagles in ERA. Possibly the most consistent pitcher they've had this year. That one just missed outside, and it's 2-2. 70 innings this year for Sarah Lawton. An ERA just under 2. 1.99, 7-4 the record, holding the opponent to a .213 batting average this season. Adams skies one foul off the left side. Gators are a tough team to strike out. The top half of their batting order can drill it with any team in the country. Batting average is well over 300 for the first 4 hitters in the Florida lineup. The pitch home is pulled on the ground towards first. That's a foul ball. And so they'll do it again on 2 and 2. So Lawton gets the start. We may see Marissa Meesemore at some point as well, the other pitcher for FGCU. This one's pulled up the middle, a base hit beyond Davenport and into center field. A leadoff single for Hannah Adams. Gets the Gators a base runner to start the evening. And it brings up Cheyenne Lindsay, the center fielder. So runner on first, nobody out. Lawton getting ready to face Lindsay, batting .353 this year. Takes high for ball 1. Let's set the defense for FGCU. In the outfield from left to right, it's McKenna Batterton, Nene Rowe in center, and Farley Callahan in right field. Lawton delivers a 1-0, and it's bunted, foul. Beyond the reach of the catcher there, 1-1. That is Abby Thomas behind the plate for FGCU. Emily Estroff is at the hot corner with the shortstop Reedy Davenport at her usual spot. Second baseman Hope Hernandez, and at first base, it's Taylor Bauman. Bauman is one of the top 3 pitchers for the Eagles as well. It'll be Natalie Lugo on the other side, but first a bunt. Thomas waits for it to go foul, and a wise decision to bring the count to 1 and 2. Happy to have you along tonight in this non-conference matchup. Couple of quality softball programs here in the state of Florida. Earlier today, the Gators ascended to the number 3 spot in the national polls. They were number 5 in the nation last week, but won 2 out of 3 in Tuscaloosa over the weekend. That one dives down and away for ball 2. So the Gators 32-6 for the year, which is right on par with where they're normally at, and 12-3 in the SEC. That's actually the second best record in conference. Arkansas is 16-2 as Lindsay fouls it back to stay alive. Lindsay, like many of her teammates, not easy to strike out. 8 of the 9 starters for Florida with less than 20 strikeouts this season, and for them, this is game number 39. So you're lucky if you strike them out once every 3 games. Lawton's 2-2 on the way, and it's well high to bring the count full. You got Charlotte Eccles on deck, who might be the toughest of all the Gators to strike out. Lawton grabbing some dirt, trying to record that elusive first out here in inning number 1. No score between the Gators and Eagles. Payoff pitch coming, and it's golf foul off the left side and out of play. Hard working first already for Lawton. Another 3-2. It's drilled deep to right field, looking up near the wall, and that one's gone. Cheyenne Lindsay with a 2-run home run to put the Gators on top here in the first. Lindsay saw pitch after pitch after pitch from Lawton and finally able to square one up as she puts one over the fence for her 3rd home run of the season. RBIs number 27 and 28 this year for Lindsay, and it brings up Eccles with the bases clear. Eccles 27 walks in 38 games this year, but that's not the most impressive number. Only 2 strikeouts all season for the lefty Eccles, who looks at strike 1. Lawton looking to regroup. The 0-1, down and away. These two teams did meet last season before the COVID shutdown. It was a 3-1 Florida win up in Gainesville. They've met 6 times since FGCU went Division I. That one is outside for ball 2. Florida has won 5 of the 6 matchups between the schools, but the one win for FGCU was a big one. That was back in the 2012 NCAA tournament. The lone NCAA appearance for the Eagles softball program, 2-1, is inside for ball 3, but FGCU finds themselves at the top of the conference this year. 10-2 so far in ASUN play, and hoping to get a matchup with Liberty, maybe Kennesaw State in the ASUN tournament, and get themselves back to the NCAA tournament. Here's the 3-1, in for strike 2, and the count goes full again. 20 pitches already here in the first for Lawton, and still looking for out number 1. The seniors ready. The payoff pitch is lifted out towards left center field. Nene Rowe makes the call and the catch to retire Eccles for out number 1. So Lawton can breathe a breath of relief there. Brings up Kendall Lindemann with 1 out and nobody on. Lindemann, a .330 hitter in her own right. And the first right-handed hitter that Lawton will see today. First pitch home is up high for ball 1. A lot more power in that Gator lineup compared to the Eagles statistics. When you look at the pitching stats, they are awfully impressive on both sides. So the 2-0 lead could prove to be quite a mountain for the Eagles to climb. That one misses low for ball 2. But Lawton's 1.99 ERA would be right up there with the Gators pitchers. The difference is the power on the offensive side. Lindemann here with 6 home runs. This one's popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Estroff wants it and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 outs in the air there for Sarah Lawton, and it brings up the catcher, Julia Cottrill. As a team, the Gators have 34 home runs this year, just under 1 per game. And the Eagles with only 7 for the season. That one's pulled foul for strike 1. And 4 of the 7 belong to Taylor Bauman, the first baseman. So the rest of the team with only 3. This park can play big, but FGCU has always hung their hat on pitching and defense. And that is the case again this year. 0-1 to Cottrill. Up high for a ball. They do have some impressive batting averages on their side. FGCU with 4 300 hitters in their lineup, but not as much pop as Florida. And Lindsay showed you that here in the first. Lawton delivers a 1-1. Just missed inside for ball 2. John Schaefer calls the balls and strikes tonight. Larry Friedman, the first base umpire, with Matt Dunbar at third. 3-man umpiring crew for this matchup. The 2-1 to Cottrill. Reached for and popped up shallow right. Hernandez going out, the second baseman reaches up to make the grab and end the inning. So Lawton bounces back after allowing the home run, but the Gators strike for 2 in the first on the Cheyenne Lindsay blast to right. FGCU comes to bat against Natalie Lugo when we come back. You're watching college softball. John Vitas bringing you back live to the campus of FGCU, where the Eagles come to bat against Gator right-hander Natalie Lugo. Lugo 10-1 with a 1.52 ERA for the season. 7th in the SEC in ERA. Nini Rowe leads it off, the speedy center fielder. Batting .367, and she looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. Lugo making her 13th start of the year. She has allowed only 47 hits in 73 innings. That's a 186 opponent's batting average. 0-1 is at the top of the zone for strike 2. Lugo has a long track record of success in Gainesville. Florida fans very familiar with her right arm. Earned 32 innings as a freshman and has only seen her workload increase. That one's up and away for ball 1. Last year, before the shutdown, she was leading the nation in saves. 6 saves through half a season, ERA of 1.6. 1-2 is pulled towards the middle. Backhanded well, and the throw is there. Terrific play by Hannah Adams to retire Rowe for the first out. She is not an easy player to throw out once the ball gets on the ground, but Adams got to it quickly, and now it'll be McKenna Batterton. Batterton, the sweet swinging lefty, stroking it at .347 this year. Lugo fires high for ball one. It'll be Rowe, Batterton, and Reedy Davenport here in the first for David DeRose's team. Taylor Bauman in the cleanup spot, the first baseman. The DP, Megan Ricks, bats fifth. Collins down and away for ball two. Hope Hernandez, the six-hitter, plays second base with Emily Estroff batting seventh at third. The right fielder Farley Callahan in the eighth spot with Abby Thomas rounding it out, the catcher. 2-0 here to Batterton. Lugo delivers, and it's low, ball three. Batterton taking on the outside corner, strike one. Lugo working with Julia Cottrell, who made the final out in the top of the first. In the outfield for the Gators, it's Hoover, Lindsay, and Gels left to right, with Eccles playing third base. The 3-1 is fisted towards the third base dugout. That's going to bounce foul for strike two. Reese is at shortstop with Adams playing second. You heard from her already. And then Lindemann at first base. One of the best alignments in the country. Gators number 3 in the land. Payoff pitch from Lugo. Bounced up the middle. Running around it, Adams. The quick throw to first is in time. A couple of difficult plays for Hannah Adams, and she handled both of them beautifully to record the first two outs. So now the shortstop and the leader for the Eagles, Reedy Davenport, the junior, digs in. 8 doubles to lead the team this season, 1 homer, and more walks than strikeouts for Davenport. Swing and a foul ball back to the screen, 0-1. Davenport ready to hack against Lugo. Lugo's from West Covina, California. Went to South Hills High School. This one's pulled on the ground to third, past the glove of Eccles and down the line. Davenport makes the turn and will slam on the brakes as Hoover plays it in quickly. It's a 2-out base hit for Reedy Davenport. That ball was hit real hard. Eccles was guarding the line in a no doubles formation and tried to backhand the ball. It caught part of her glove, but bounced right over the base and down the line. So the Eagles bring the tying run to the plate here in the first. First pitch to Bauman. Check swing, and it's high for a ball. Oh, this is the hitter you want to get the tying run to the plate for. We mentioned it earlier. Bauman's got 4 of the 7 home runs this season. Coach DeRose gives the signs at third base. 1-0. At the knees for a strike. Davenport bluffed the steal there. Ricks on deck. Bauman trying to keep the inning going. The pitch. Inside for ball 2. Gators trying to turn their midweek fortunes around. Lost a matchup with UCF in the midweek last week, 2-1. In the dirt, blocked by Cottrell, 3-1. Now, UCF was ranked in that matchup a week ago. Eagles, of course, are not. They are 21-15 this year, so a formidable midweek opponent, no doubt, but not quite UCF. That one is on the outside corner to bring the count full. Gators making the 3-hour-plus drive to Fort Myers today. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Lugo able to pull the string, and Bauman down swinging to end the inning. First strikeout for Natalie Lugo. We'll head to the second. It's Gators 2 and the Eagles nothing. You're watching college softball live on YouTube. Emily Wilkie set to lead it off for Florida. They have a 2-0 lead on the home run from Lindsay. Sarah Lawton back to work, the transfer from Florida Southwestern Junior College here in Fort Myers. That one's cued towards the circle. Off the circle to get it is Lawton, and she flips underhand to record out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Lawton needed to throw 21 pitches in the first inning before she recorded an out. This one comes a lot quicker here in the second. Since that tough start, she has now retired 4 in a row on only 8 pitches. So now Avery Gels, the right fielder. Left-hand hitter, first pitch. Called a strike as Lawton gets ahead. Lawton had an ERA in the low 1s with FSW in each of her first 2 seasons of college softball. That one's lined foul towards the Eagles' dugout, strike 2. Lawton continued her terrific numbers in her first year at the D1 level last year. 2.16 the ERA over 71 innings before the coronavirus shutdown, made 12 starts and 5 relief outings. And teaming up with Marissa Misi-Moore again, there's a swing and a miss. Beautiful off-speed pitch to get Gels swinging. First strikeout for Lawton, and there's 2 away. Strikeout number 53 this year for Sarah in now 71 innings of work. Believe it or not, that is actually the best strikeout rate of any FGCU pitcher. They are not afraid of contact. That one's down and away. Ball 1 to Callie Reese, the shortstop. Head coach Tim Walton over in third for UF. Giving the signs to Reese. Here's the 1-0. Evens up the count with a firm one on the outside edge, 1-1. 16th season for Coach Walton. An OU grad. Has made the NCAA tournament every single year since he arrived in Gainesville in 06. That one dives down and away, ball 2. Career winning percentage around 800. He is undoubtedly one of the best college softball coaches there is. 2-1 on the way from Lawton. Pulled towards first, handled on 1, bounce by Bauman, who steps on first to end the inning. 1-2-3 second for Lawton. We'll head to the bottom of the frame after this. It's the Gators 2 and the Eagles nothing. Megan Ricks set to lead it off for FGCU as we start the bottom of the second. 16-pitch scoreless first for Natalie Lugo. It'll be Ricks, Hernandez, and Estroff. First one fired in for a strike. Ricks, the designated player in this one. Well, Coach DeRose for the Eagles, not afraid to use his bench. Statistically, there's only 4 qualifiers in terms of at-bats offensively for FGCU as Ricks fouls it off. They've got 18 players with at least 10 at-bats this season. And 16 players with at least 20 at-bats. So he'll spread the love around. That one's low for a ball. Ricks, only a freshman. The only freshman in the starting lineup today for the Eagles. Pretty veteran bunch in that lineup. Swing and a foul tip held by the catcher Cottrell. One away. Second strikeout for Lugo, and she'll move on to Hernandez. Hernandez, a .268 hitter. Makes a lot of solid contact. The second baseman for FGCU. This one is flown over first. Backing up is Lindemann, giving way to Adams, who comes in at the last second to make the grab. 2 away. Couple of quick outs here in the second, and Estroff the last chance for the Eagles. So both pitchers really settling in here in the second inning. Lawton worked a 1-2-3 frame in the top half, and now Lugo seems to be real comfortable here in this Fort Myers circle as she pounds the zone 0-1 on Emily Estroff, the Eagles' third baseman. Estroff swinging it at .352 and takes down and away for ball 1. Only 7 strikeouts in 22 games for the junior. 1-1 pitch in the dirt, skipping off that chalk in the righty's batter's box as Estroff gets ahead. Lugo and Cottrell look at the armband to get the sign and the pitch. This one looped over short. Backing up, but making the catch is Hoover, playing very shallow in left field, able to go back and make the play to end the inning. Natalie Lugo has retired 6 out of 7 to start the day. We'll move on to the third inning. You're watching Florida at FGCU. Top of the third inning here on the campus of FGCU. Sarah Lawton back to work for the Eagles. Gave up 2 in the first, but bounced back with a 1-2-3 second inning. As Jamie Hoover takes down and in for ball 1. I think Hoover was playing about as shallow as you'll ever see an outfielder play on that Emily Estroff fly ball. She was so close, almost had her toes on the infield dirt, then had to angle back to make the grab in what you would describe as a normal left field. But she had the ability to go back and make that play. The 1-0 is pulled on the ground toward short. Davenport fields it on 2 hops, and the throw to first is just in time to get Hoover 1 away. Not going to be an easy play, bringing the shortstop further from the first base bag on that bouncer, but Estroff got rid of it, or rather, Davenport got rid of it quick enough to retire Hoover. Top of the order now, this is Hannah Adams. Adams singled her first time up. That was ahead of the home run. Since then, Lawton has now retired 7 straight. Fastball up high for ball 1. Adams top 10 in the SEC in hitting at .407. 6 doubles, 5 home runs. She's been hit by 9 pitches. Puts that on-base percentage right around 500 as she takes low for ball 2. And can't think of a better stat line to have in the leadoff spot. Slugging it close to 600 as well. Georgia native has gotten ahead on Lawton. Pitch home. Just missed away for ball 3. Well, you can bet the Gators are not taking FGCU lightly here on this Wednesday midweek game, partially because the loss they took in the midweek last week, but also just looking at the type of program Coach DeRose has put together here in Fort Myers. That one is in for a strike. They are normally at the top of the A-Sun. They are 10-2 in conference play already this season. And this is the game that before the season the Eagles had circled on the calendar. This was the big opportunity here at home against a top 10 team. This one's pulled towards the mound. Off of it to get it is Lawton. The bouncing throw to first is dug out by Bauman to record the out. Wasn't the smoothest play by Lawton, but she got the job done as she shares a laugh with Estroff. I thought that might have got a piece of Adams off the bat, but it spun into fair territory, and Lawton able to get to it. And now Cheyenne Lindsay, the last chance for Florida. Lindsay parked a 2-run shot to right in the first, the only scoring so far in this game. Looks to bunt and pulls it back. Called ball 1. And you can bet Coach Walton is aware of the program the Eagles have here. Agreed to the home and home before last season. The 1-0 pitch is pulled foul behind home 1-1. And we mentioned it earlier, this is the only midweek game that FGCU will play this season. So clearly trying to uphold that home and home contract with the Gators. Making an exception to play this game here at the Nest. 1-1 pitch is high for ball 2. Every conference has aligned their schedule a little bit differently when you look at both softball and baseball. Some teams playing 4-game series on the weekend, skipping midweek games. Some teams playing 1 midweek game rather than 2. That one's in for strike 2. And of course, these schedules were made months ago. But just happened to be playing here in April. Of course, this time last year, this campus was empty. The 2-2 just missed up and away. Lawton thought she had it, but the count goes full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Here's the pitch. Reached for and flown out towards center. Nene Rowe is there, and she squeezes out number 3. Sarah Lawton has put down 9 Gators in a row. Middle of the third in Fort Myers. Gators on top 2-0. 8, 9, and 1 to the plate for FGCU here in the home third. John Vitas coming to you live from the campus of FGCU. Natalie Lugo deals up and in for ball one. It'll be Callahan, Thomas, and Rowe. That one's put up the middle. Lugo able to snag it on the backhand and makes the throw in time. So Callahan retired, and it brings up the catcher, Abby Thomas.
Now batting the catcher, number 25, Abby Thomas.
We mentioned Tim Walton at the helm for the Gators. 10 Women's College World Series appearances in his 2 decades in Gainesville, or not even 2 decades. So he's at the College World Series more than he's not. On the team number 3 in the country, certainly with a great chance to get there again. That one low on Thomas, 2 balls and no strikes. Coach Walton with his bachelor's in history from Oklahoma in '96. 823 winning percentage at UF. There's strike one. And Tim Walton going for win number 950 tonight. That would be for his overall head coaching career, the 2-1. This one's lined over short towards the alley, a base hit. Sliding over to cut it off is Lindsay. She will hold Thomas to a single, but the Eagles have their second hit of the night. So both teams now with 2 hits, and it turns the lineup card over for Nene Rowe. We're going to see a pinch runner here for Thomas. Ani Jumper, the other catcher, will go out there. Jumper is a catcher who can run, and she's out there for Rowe. 1 on, 1 out for FGCU. By the way, if the Gators can get there again this year, it would be 4 consecutive trips to the Women's College World Series. Corners come in, pitch to Rowe is a strike. Well placed down and away. And you've got the outfield very shallow again. Hoover in left and Lindsay in center, extraordinarily shallow and playing Rowe the other way. 0-1 pitch, chopped towards third, handled by Eccles. The throw to first is true as Jumper moves into scoring position. So it essentially acts as a sacrifice, moving the first Eagle of the day into scoring position. And Batterton has a chance to get FGCU on the board here. So FGCU 2 for 9 with only 1 strikeout two strikeouts. First time through against Lugo. Batterton getting another look here. Everybody a little deeper on both the infield and outfield against Batterton, and she takes strike 1. Batterton rolled out to second base her first time up. Adams made a good play on that ball, moving towards her arm side up the middle. 0-1 pitch from Lugo. Line foul into the crowd down the left field line, strike 2. Some of the harder contact we've seen today against Lugo, but Batterton was late, and now she's in an 0-2 hole. Here's the pitch. Well high for ball 1. Batterton also shaded the other way in the outfield. Lugo's pitch. High, ball 2. Tried to draw it down towards the letters, but a wise take by Batterton, and now the count is level. Lugo starts the motion. Line towards left field, a base hit. Hoover comes in to play it. Jumper's going to be held at third. It was hit too hard, but Batterton picks up a 2-out base hit. And the Eagles have runners at the corners for Reedy Davenport.
Now batting for FGCU, the shortstop, number 1, Reedy Davenport.
Oh, this is the spot Davenport wants to be in. Tying run on base for FGCU. Davenport on the A-Sun all-freshman team a couple years ago. Hit .356 before the shutdown last season. The pitch on the inside edge, ruled strike one. This by far the hardest working inning so far for Lugo. The righty deals, and that one misses up and in for ball one. It would be Bauman should the inning continue. Davenport trying to get FGCU on the board. They've got 3 hits now against Lugo, but nothing to show for it yet. The 1-1. Up high, ball 2 as Reedy ducks out of the way. And now we're going to get a visit to the circle. Tim Walton striding out there to talk to his right-hander. Again, Lugo is one of their regular starters, making her 13th start of the season. Was more of a reliever last season, but that responsibility this year has fallen to Katie Chronister, who's got 12 relief outings, and you can bet she's on call tonight if needed. Elizabeth Hightower leads the team in innings. And they've got 2 other arms they can use as well, but the way this game is headed right now, it's going to be Lugo and then probably Chronister if this game remains tight and if Lugo starts to waver. Looks like we may have a contact issue. We're running out some solution. I think it was actually Adams who had the contact issue, but just a typical visit for Coach Walton. Speaking to his pitcher, who is now in a 2-on, 2-out jam in a 2-run game in the 3rd inning. We're ready. The pitch to Davenport is looped towards the middle and caught in the air by Adams. Terrific defensive play to save a run for the Gators. Well, Adams just got some contact lens solution, and that fresh solution did her well as he tracked that ball down in shallow center field. Davenport is robbed of a base hit, and the Eagles are held off the board in the 3rd. To the 4th we go. You're watching FGCU Softball. Wholesale changes for FGCU as we start the fourth inning. David DeRose getting some fresh blood into the game. Ani Jumper, who came in to pinch run, is now catching. And in the circle for FGCU is Marissa Meesey-Moore, the team leader in innings pitched this year. Meesey-Moore just an inning and 2/3 away from 100 this year. Fires in the dirt, ball one to Charla Eccles. It'll be Eccles, Lindemann, and Cottrell here in the top of the fourth, with Florida leading 2-0. 1-0 pitch. Pounds the mitt for strike one. The infield is completely different than the previous inning. Maddie Johnson has come in at third base. Emily Estroff, who was at third base, is now playing second base. That one's in the dirt for ball two. Hope Hernandez, who was at second base, is now playing shortstop. And Casey Huber is at first. The substitution is Johnson for Davenport. This one is drilled to the gap in right center. And a diving attempt made by Hayes, but it goes to the wall. Rowe fires it in, but not in time. It's a leadoff double for Charla Eccles. So Meesey-Moore greeted rudely. And now it'll be Lindemann, but Coach DeRose clearly wants to get his entire roster some experience against a top 5 team in the country. Because Lawton was cruising. She had retired 9 straight before being pulled from this game. And this just the 6th relief appearance of the year for Meesey-Moore, who normally starts games. Fires in strike one to Lindemann. The 0-1, it's in the dirt for a ball. Now, we told you earlier that Coach DeRose has used 16 position players for significant time this year. So all the players he just brought in are plenty experienced. As there's strike two. But the biggest move, of course, is in the circle, taking Sarah Lawton out after she had pitched so well over the previous 3 innings. Here's the 1-2, and it's down and away to even up the count. Now, Meesey-Moore is more than capable of slowing down this Florida lineup. 11-6 her record this year with a 3.56 ERA, so she's given up some loud contact, but has been the number 1 for FGCU. That one misses in for ball 3. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Beautiful pitch by Meesey-Moore. Freezing Lindemann for out number 1. Just the 2nd strikeout of the day for FGCU pitching. Lawton struck out 1, no walks over 3 innings, allows 2 runs on 2 hits. So 2 runs over 3 for the starter. And now Meesey-Moore facing Cottrell, who watches ball 1. Meesey-Moore has logged plenty of innings over 4 years here in Fort Myers. As this one is popped up to shallow right, and a great play by Estroff, tracking it towards the line for out number 2. We are seeing some impressive second base defense in this game. Adams on the other side has made 3 very good plays, including one to end the previous inning where she went sprawling out into left center field as the second baseman to save a run and keep this game at 2-0. And now Estroff showing some range as well, tracking down a pop-up. And Emily Wilkie, the last chance for Florida, watches ball 1. Meesey-Moore was over 70 innings last year before the season was stopped. Was 9-4 with a 2.6 ERA, and there's strike 1 to Wilkie. ...116 innings as a sophomore, and 71 as a freshman. And now a visit from David DeRose, Marissa's head coach. This has got to be some sort of specific message Something he saw. Coach D sprinting off the field and giving everybody a point. And a dance move into the dugout. Everybody a little extra excited here in Fort Myers today to have the Gators in town. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Macy Moore. Down in the zone for strike two. Eagles right-hander trying to keep Eccles in scoring position. Good block by Jumper on that pitch down in the zone. And it's 2-2. Avery Gell's hoping for a chance on deck for Florida. And what's been a well-played game here in Fort Myers. The 2-2. Down and away to bring the count full. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Macy Moore able to fan Wilkie to end the inning. A couple of strikeouts for the senior. We're halfway home in Fort Myers. It's Florida 2 and FGCU nothing. You're watching college softball. Hannah Szymanski will pinch hit for FGCU to start the bottom of the fourth. Natalie Lugo trying to maintain the shutout. Has gotten some great defense behind her and pours in strike one to Szymanski. This is Taylor Bauman's spot in the order, the cleanup spot. Coach DeRose has used a handful of bench players already in this game. A number of defensive changes before that top of the fourth. Now we're in the bottom of the fourth as Szymanski takes down and away ball one. Ricks got the at-bat in the 5-hole earlier. She will not bat in the 5-hole here. Here's the 1-1. Inside on Szymanski, ball two. Casey Huber will bat second in this inning for FGCU. The 2-1. Just nipped the outside edge, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Oh, called strike three. Szymanski was turning out of the way of that pitch, and it just barely nicked that top corner. Strikeout number 3 for Lugo, and it brings up Casey Huber. Huber batting in the 5-hole for Megan Ricks. Played first base in the previous inning. You've got Hernandez on deck. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 4th. Lugo deals. Up and away for ball 1. '18th game this year for Hubert. Has made only 5 starts, so she's comfortable coming in off the bench. The junior from Dade City. Popping one up towards shallow left center field. And Lindsay's there to glove it for out number 2. So now Hernandez to the plate. Started at second, now playing short. FGCU has scattered 3 singles against Lugo. They did get a 2-out runners in scoring position base hit in the previous inning from Batterton, but it was hit too hard for Jumper to go from second to home. And so they are still looking for their first run. Hernandez eyeing Lugo. First pitch. Popped up on the infield. Easy chance for Eccles and Reese. It'll be Eccles, the third baseman, to make the grab and end the inning. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the 4th for Natalie Lugo. On to the 5th in Fort Myers. Gators up by 2. The bottom third of Tim Walton's batting order coming up here against Marissa Meesey-Moore as we start the 5th inning. Twilight game here at FGCU. Lights are on, though. Plenty of fans catching a glimpse of this one. First pitch down and away for ball 1. We've got our largest crowd out on the hill we've seen this year. Plenty of folks out there getting some shade from the trees above and a very good glimpse at this game. They do have a little bit of a natural hill out there. The 1-0 pitch down and away for ball 2. This one was sold out well before today. Of course, limited capacity due to virus protocol. I believe 500 folks allowed in the stadium. And every ticket sold out. That one's down and away for ball 3. Gators have a pinch hitter on deck. That would be Katie Cronister. Or check it, Sarah Longley. Cronister, the relief pitcher. Longley, number 52 on deck. There's strike 1 to Gels. Meesey-Moore gave up a leadoff double to Eccles in the 4th. But was able to pitch out of it. This one is lifted out to left. Routine. Batterton makes the catch, 1 away. So here is Longley pinch hitting for Callie Reese in the 8-hole. Longley's played in 29 games now this year, 22 starts as well, has struggled with the bat. An excellent strikeout to walk ratio, though, 1-0. 11 strikeouts, 11 walks this year for the Royal Palm Beach, Florida native. Meeseymore ready, the pitch. Strike one. Hoover on deck, and then the top of the order after that for the third-ranked Florida Gators. This one pulled to third under the glove of a diving Johnson and down the line. Batterton over to get it. Will hold Longley to a single. Similar ball to the bottom of the first when Davenport picked up a single down the line. In both cases, the ball bounced right over the third base bag, and in both cases, the third baseman got a piece of the leather on it but was unable to glove it. So it'll go down as a base hit for Longley. And now Hoover will bat with 1 on and 1 out. Hoover grounded out in the second, or rather the third, and takes strike one from Meeseymore. Swing and a miss. There's the runner going. The throw is on the money. Ani Jumper guns down Longley for out number 2. Great throw by Jumper, and quickly the bases are empty. And it's 0-2 on Hoover as well. Meeseymore comes home, and it's popped up right over home. Jumper is there, and she makes the catch. Marissa Meeseymore faces the minimum in the 5th. Eagles try to mount a comeback when we return. Emily Estroff leads it off for FGCU as we start the home 5th. Natalie Lugo working on a shutout. Fires away, but called a strike. Estroff started this game at third base, now playing second base. Will be followed by Ashley Hayes here in the 5th. 0-1 pitch. Down and away, 1-1. Lugo has given up 3 hits, all of them singles. Was able to strand 2 base runners in the 3rd. We have not seen a single walk in this game. It's been very, very clean on both sides. Firm pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. By the way, Longley stays in the game at shortstop. So Reese is out for now. The pitch, reached for, tapped back to the circle. Pouncing is Lugo, and a good throw. Estroff put away for the first out. And now it'll be the aforementioned Hayes. And they're actually calling Hayes back, it appears. And instead, it'll be Jordan Gendron. So Hayes, who had played some right field, will be lifted for Gendron. Gendron 5 for 26 this year, but does have a home run. So 1 out, nobody on. Lugo has struck out 3, and again, no walks. The pitch to Gendron. Called strike 1. Ani Jumper is on deck. The only Eagle base runner to reach third in this game. Low pitch, called strike 2. And Lugo gets ahead on Gendron. Tough couple of pitches for Jordan to deal with. One on the inside edge and then one at the knees. The 0-2 from Lugo. Fouled back and out of play. Lugo has only 2 complete games this year. So we'll keep an eye on Katie Chronister, see if she enters here in the final 3 innings. That one sails high for ball 1. They could, of course, use Elizabeth Hightower as well. This is a very tight ball game, 2-0 in the 5th. The 1-2. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Gendron down looking. Strikeout number 4 for Lugo. So Ani Jumper gets her first at-bat. Pinch ran for the starting catcher, Abby Thomas, after Thomas singled in the 3rd inning. Jumper went to second on the ground out by Rowe and then made it to third on the single by Batterton, but was stranded there. Batting with 2 outs and nobody on, and watches strike 1 from Lugo. Both runs in this game came on the 2-run homer from Cheyenne Lindsay in the 1st inning. That one's low. If you arrived to this game just a couple minutes late, or if you tuned in a couple minutes late, you missed all the scoring. It's been nothing but zeros ever since. Here's the pitch. At the knees for a called strike 2. The pitchers have been outstanding ever since. Lugo ahead on Jumper. That one's inside, and now it's 2-2. The pitch, swing and a miss. Or did she get a piece? Apparently, they say the end of the bat from Jumper touched the ball, so we'll play on here in the 5th. But Ani was way out in front on that pitch. Natalie Reedy. Swing, and did she get a piece? I guess so. It was this 5th inning that doomed FGCU last year in the matchup with Florida. 2-run home run gave the Gators a 3-1 lead, and that was the final. They appeal the swing and say no. And so Jumper has run it full. Two outs, nobody on here in the fifth. The 3-2. Skied out to center, coming in on it, Lindsay. And she gives way to Gels, who makes the grab to end the inning. Middle of the fifth, still 2-0 Florida. Top of the sixth inning here at FGCU. Hannah Adams leads it off. She's been the star of this game so far, and it's not a huge surprise. An All-American caliber player for the Gators. That one's high for ball one. She got on base ahead of the home run in the first and has made a trio of defensive plays to keep this game at 2-0. Marissa Meesemore back to the circle for FGCU. And hits the outside corner with that pitch. Lindsay and Eccles to follow. This is the meat of the Florida order, not the hitters you want to face. Here's the pitch, bunted towards the circle. Meesemore pounces and has no play. Adams beats it out for an infield single. So just too much speed for Adams. And the leadoff batter on for Lindsay. This was the equation that got the Gators up 2-0 in the first. Lindsay looks to bunt, and it's a foul ball. Jumper was all over it, but ruled to be behind the plate when she touched it 0-1. Johnson comes in at third. And that's Huber at first. A bunt. Johnson all over it. Fires to first on target as Estroff makes the putout. 5-4 on the sacrifice, moving Adams to second. So now Eccles with a runner on second and one out. Eccles 1 for 2, has a double in this game. And watches low for ball one. So Meesemore was able to pitch out of trouble in her first inning back in the fourth, and that was when Eccles doubled to start the outing for Marissa. Has not allowed a run to this point, pitching in relief for Sarah Lawton, who went the first three for FGCU. pounds the mitt for strike one on the outside corner to get even. Lindemann would be next. This part of the order for Florida with a long on-base streak right now. That one's low ball 2. Lindemann, Eccles, and Adams all have reached base in at least 20 consecutive games. Lindemann is the only one of the three that has not been on base yet today, as Eccles takes a strike 2 and 2. So Eccles now up to 21 consecutive games reaching base. And Adams is at 24. Lindemann entered today with 26 consecutive games on base, but is yet to reach. That one's down and away for ball 3. So that streak is about to be on the line after this at-bat to Eccles. Meeseymore fires, and it's ripped towards second, but handled on a bounce by Estroff. Throw to Huber is perfect, and there's 2 out. Adams does go to third on the play, and it's all left to Lindemann here in the 5th inning, or check it, the 6th inning. Only 4 outs left for Florida to add some insurance. Meeseymore comes home, and this one's popped up, foul ground. Johnson's there, and the catch is made to end the inning. Marissa Meeseymore threw 3 scoreless frames for FGCU, keeping her Eagles within 2 against the 3rd-ranked team in the country. FGCU to bat when we return. You're watching Eagles Softball. New pitcher in the game for the Florida Gators. It's left-hander number 56, Katie Chronister, in for the 6-out save against FGCU. We got a lefty-lefty matchup to start the inning. It's Florida 2 and FGCU nothing. This one's been tight throughout. And Nene Rowe, one of the top players for FGCU, leads it off against the reliever. Career appearance number 40 for Chronister. Excuse me, that's not including this year. But 39 through her first 4 seasons in Gainesville. This is year number 5 for Chronister, who misses low for ball 1 to Rowe. Career ERA of 2.4 entering this season. As Rowe slices it foul 1-1. This is appearance number 19 for Chronister. That's the 3rd highest number amongst the pitching staff. She is 6-2 with a 2.23 ERA. Looking for her 4th save of the year. Rowe pulls it back and takes ball 2. Chronister, Hightower, and Lugo all have 3 saves, so this one would put Katie atop the heap. Rowe 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Chop towards shortstop. Fielded, the throw in time. Close play at first base. Longley got it there just in the nick of time as Rowe is retired for out number 1. That is a huge bang-bang play at first. Would have set the table for FGCU, but instead Batterton will try and get it going. Batterton ripped a single to left her last time up, but hit it too hard as Jumper was not able to score from second. That was the last hit that FGCU has had. Chronister deals, and it's outside, ball 1. So Batterton here. Davenport is on deck. She will re-enter after being lifted on the defensive end a couple of innings ago, the 1-0. Down and away, ball 2. A base runner is huge here for the Eagles, no matter how they can get it. Would bring the tying run to the plate. Chronister delivers. Catches the knees for strike 1. Believe it or not, Chronister's 2.23 ERA for the season is the highest ERA amongst the 5 Gators pitchers. 2-1. Chopped out to shortstop. Longley fields the second hop, and the throw is on the money for out number 2. So a couple of solid plays from Longley to get Chronister the 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And it's all left to Davenport here in the 6th. And it is Szymanski in the on-deck circle. Would be her second at-bat off the bench if we get there. 4 outs left for FGCU to work with. That one low for ball 1. Chronister pitched twice over the weekend against Alabama. 5 hitless innings for the Gators. Struck out 7 and walked only 2. Not having the strikeout luck so far as that one's rolled foul past Coach DeRose. 1-1. Katie has averaged almost 3 innings per outing this year. Has made 6 starts, but mostly out of the bullpen for the Gators. The lefty delivers. Low. And now Davenport in the driver's seat. Chronister on the SEC academic honor roll each of the last 3 years. Two-one. Pulled off her foot, and it's 2-2. And Chronister was on the first year academic honor roll as a freshman, so getting it done in the classroom every single year with Florida. And a 2-2 count here on Davenport, trying to make some noise here in the 6th. Here's the pitch. Pulled off her foot again. Got that left shin or maybe the instep. But either way, it's not a comfortable foul ball for Davenport, who has to walk that one off. So Davenport back in the box. Chronister trying to put away this 6th. Another 2-2. Up and in, and this time Davenport gets plunked without the ball hitting the bat first. And she'll run on down to first base on the hit by pitch. So a painful turn at bat for the FGCU shortstop. but they will get the tying run to the plate here in the 6th. Szymanski will head to the dugout after she had plans to hit in this spot. Instead, they'll go for the big swing. Haley Morrell will bat. One of the most powerful hitters on the FGCU roster. Morrell has 12 RBIs in 30 at-bats this season. Hitting .367. And she chops one foul, strike one. So this is their big move off the bench. Morrell packs a punch in trying to take advantage of this opportunity after Davenport was plunked. Chronister ahead. Here's the 0-1 to Morrell. Strike two as the lefty gets ahead, placing it perfectly at the knees. Chronister comes home. And it's strike three called on the outside edge. Morrell did not swing. Chronister gets the call, and she gets through a scoreless 6th inning. Eagle Strand 1 will head to the 7th. It's Florida 2, FGCU nothing. You're watching college softball on YouTube Live. Seventh inning here at FGCU. Florida has held on to a 2-0 lead from the get-go tonight as Marissa Meeseymore heads back to the circle for her 4th inning of relief. Meeseymore has danced around some base runners and gets Cottrell to roll at foul for strike one. Well, Cottrell came in as a highly touted recruit, a decorated high school career in Oklahoma, member of the junior national team, looking at strike two there, and started right away for Coach Walton. Batted .323 last year as a freshman. And there's ball one. Meeseymore has allowed 3 hits over 3 innings. 2 strikeouts, no walks. Keeping the Gators at bay. 1-2 sails high. Meeseymore says, my bad. She and Lawton, and really the entire staff for FGCU, a lot of positive body language. They enjoy themselves out there. This is a tight-knit group. That one reached for, looped past shortstop. Hernandez can't reach it. It's a base hit for Cottrell. Just threw the bat head at it. It's a leadoff single for the Gator catcher. And Emily Wilkie, the designated player, to the plate. Coach DeRose is out of the dugout. I think we're going to get a pitching change, and we will. Taylor Bauman, the third FGCU pitcher, will come into the game when we return. We'll step aside. It's 2-0 Gators. You're watching FGCU Softball. John Vitas welcoming you back live to FGCU as Taylor Bauman is in to pitch. Another experienced arm for David DeRose's team, making her 19th appearance of the season. 2.20 the ERA for Bauman this year. Has held the opponent to a .224 batting average. Emily Wilkie takes one in the dirt, and it goes to the backstop. That allows Cottrell to go to second base with nobody out here in the 7th inning. Eagles have made a defensive change in this inning as well. Amaya Gaynor is now playing third base. So the entire infield alignment is different from how we started this game. We've also seen 3 third basemen. There's strike 1. So Coach DeRose gave everybody a chance to take on the number 3 team in the country. The only positions that have remained the same all night have been Batterton in left field and Nene Rowe in center field. 1-1 to Wilkie, pulls back a bunt and takes ball 2. Pinch hitter on deck for Florida. Jordan Matthews looks like she'll get an opportunity. We'll pinch hit for Avery Gels. Bauman delivers. There's a bunt and a good one. Gaynor has to charge. Throw to first, skips by the fielder into right, and it's 3-0 UF. In to score is Cottrell. Or actually, maybe not. We've got an interference call. John Schaefer coming out to make the call. And it looks like Wilkie is going to be called out here. That was actually a pinch runner scoring Katie Kistler. So I believe Kistler will have to go back to second after that call, as the officials get together to discuss this one. It appeared to be a sacrifice, and they are going to call her out, and Kistler will have to go back to second. So it's a dead ball on batter's interference. Gaynor was coming across the first base line to make that play, and the ball skipped past 18 Riley Topliff and went into right field. But none of that matters now. Batter's interference, the call. Batter is out. And Kistler back to second, so there's one away for the pinch hitter. Jordan Matthews in to hit for Florida. Gels, who had played right field and first base, is lifted for the moment. And Matthews bats with a runner in scoring position and one out. So a break there for FGCU. We'll see if Bauman can get out of it. That one's down and away for ball one. Now the 1-0. Lined into left field, a base hit. Kistler will stop at third as Batterton plays it in on a bounce. It's an opposite field single, a pinch hit single for Jordan Matthews. And UF has runners at the corners with only one out. So Bauman's been in some trouble here in this inning. The only out has come on interference. As Gels re-enters for Matthews, so Gels will be the runner at first. And Longley gets her second at-bat off the bench. Has played some slick shortstop since coming in for Callie Reese. That one's high. Runner goes from first, and Gels is in there easily. A stolen base, putting runners at second and third and taking the force away. So, of course, it would be a tag play at the plate. Infield in for FGCU, the 1-0 from Bauman. Hitter came inside and it loads the bases. Not the worst result in the world if you're the Eagles. Does create a force, so no tag necessary at any base now. Hoover coming to the plate. We're going to get another substitution for FGCU. Emily Estroff is ready to check back in. Estroff has played third base and second base in this game. And now Coach Walton will call his team together. This has been quite the chess match tonight. When you get a close, low-scoring game, the coaches will press all kinds of buttons. So John Schaefer, the umpire, talking to Coach DeRose, and we'll sort it out in just a moment. As the Gators have the bases loaded with one out here in the seventh. We welcome you back to Fort Myers, where Emily Estroff is making her season debut in the circle now. The fifth FGCU pitcher of the season, and the fourth of this game. Jamie Hoover bats with the bases loaded and one out. And what a time for Estroff to make her season debut. First pitch, and Hoover takes strike one. Now, Estroff has plenty of pitching background. She was an all-state pitcher in high school and eventually went to Villanova to start her college career before transferring to FGCU before 2020. This one's rocketed foul, strike two. Estroff pitched in 13 games last season with a 2.72 ERA. So she is a Division I caliber pitcher, but has not pitched all season because they've elected to use her as a position player. She's had 55 at-bats this year. This one is looped out to left. Batterton coming in, makes the catch, the runner tags. Here's the throw to the plate, it's cut off. Gaynor's throw to second is not in time. It's a sacrifice fly for Jamie Hoover, and Florida stretches the lead to 3-0. Batterton did everything right there, came racing in to make the catch, got off a good throw to the plate. Gaynor cut it off. I don't think they would have had a chance to get the runner at the plate, but it would have been interesting to at least see it go through. Gaynor made the throw to second instead to no avail, and Florida has extended the lead here in the 7th inning. So Hoover gets the RBI, Hannah Adams to the plate, and this is another big spot. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Estroff trying to get the Eagles into the dugout. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, chested down by Jumper, ball 1. Adams is 2 for 3. Extending her on-base streak. By the way, unless they can get Lindemann to the plate in this inning, unless we go to extra innings, Lindemann's 26-game on-base streak will come to an end today. That one's high for ball 2. Kendall went 0 for 3. Estroff behind in the count facing Adams. And it's up and in. Did it hit her? It did. Sounded like the bat. But Adams gets the benefit of the doubt, and now the bases are loaded. Second hit batter of the inning. Remember, we said just an inning ago that there were no walks, no hit batters of this entire game, and now we've seen 3 hit batters in the last inning. So bases loaded again, 2 outs for Cheyenne Lindsay as Estroff comes home, and the slow one is in for strike 1. Florida gearing up for a 3-game series with the South Carolina Gamecocks this weekend. They'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Gainesville. And there's strike 2 as Estroff gets ahead. We'll take on another in-state non-conference opponent next Wednesday. That'll be Florida A&M in Gainesville. The 0-2. Fouled back. Good swing by Lindsay to stay alive. FGCU, meanwhile, will be at home this weekend against Jacksonville before finishing up the regular season at Stetson. Here's the 0-2. Just missed outside. Estroff thought the inning was over, but it's not. Gels is at third. Longley at second, Hoover, or rather Adams at first. That one's up and away for ball 2. Estroff ready. The deep breath and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, she got her. Emily Estroff in her first pitching appearance of the season strikes out Cheyenne Lindsay and strands 3 Gators. Florida does add a run on the sac fly from Hoover. Last chance for FGCU when we come back. It's 3-0 UF. You're watching college softball. Live from the campus of FGCU, the Eagles trying to come back against number 3 Florida. Bottom of the 7th, last chance for David DeRose's team. As Casey Huber digs in against the lefty Katie Chronister. Chronister in her second inning of relief deals high for ball 1. Natalie Lugo started this game for UF, and she was terrific. 5 scoreless innings, gave up just 3 hits. Struck out 4, no walks. Chronister hit a batter in the 6th inning, but a scoreless, hitless frame. Huber facing the lefty, lines one right back to Chronister, who gloves it in the air for out number 1. Oh, Huber squared it up, but Katie was equal to it, gloving that ball for the first out. So Hope Hernandez to the plate, just 2 outs left for the Eagles to work with. Hernandez has played both middle infield spots in this game. Has popped out twice, but facing Chronister for the first time. And it's low. Oh, called a strike there, 0-1. The lefty fires, and it's pulled foul over the coaching box. 0-2 now. Emily Estroff is on deck. What an eventful game she has had on the other side of the diamond. Playing 3 positions in this game and had to pitch in the top of the 7th inning. First time all year. Hernandez, the senior from Tampa, eyeing an 0-2. Front, able to stay alive though. Well, we're happy to have the Gator audience along tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Number 3 team in the country is 2 outs away from another win. Would be the 33rd win of the year for Florida. That one's chopped foul towards the third base side. And Hernandez stays alive against Chronister. We mentioned the Eagles with only 2 more conference series left this year. The Gators have 3. Home against South Carolina, at Missouri, and then home against Texas A&M. That one's down and away, skipping off the glove of Cottrell, 2-2. SEC tournament taking place in Tuscaloosa starting Wednesday, May 12th. The 2-2 on the way, and it's lifted to shallow center field. Adams, the second baseman, into the grass, makes the catch, and FGCU now down to their final out. So 3 pop-outs today for Hope Hernandez. Estroff due up, the pitcher. Estroff came into today batting .352, so she's got some offensive firepower, and the Eagles need it now. Left on left matchup, Chronister comes home. And it misses away for ball 1. Next pitch, low again, ball 2. And so Estroff ahead. Looking to prolong the game for Farley Callahan, who is on deck. The 2-0 up and away, ball 3, and now Estroff has a chance to reach base. As we've seen all day long, Hoover very shallow and left against the left-handed hitter. Eccles all the way in at that third base spot. Estroff looking to bunt, takes strike 1. The lefty fires a bunt, and it's taken for strike 2. By the time that ball got past the bat, Eccles was no more than 30 feet away from the batter, Estroff. Would have been all over that bunt had it gone towards the third base side. Here's the 3-2 from Chronister. Sliced foul as Estroff stays alive. Chronister has been terrific coming in out of the Florida bullpen. Worked around the hit batter in the 6th. There's been nails here in the 7th. Another payoff to Estroff. On the outside corner, strike 3, and Florida wins. The number 3 team in the country able to put up a shutout here on a Wednesday night in Fort Myers as the Gators come down to FGCU and will head out with a 3-0 win. This one completed in just under 2 hours as Lugo and Chronister combine on the shutout. Lugo goes 5. She'll get the win in this one, improving to 11-1 on the season. Her ERA at 1.52 before the day will drop below that 1.5 mark as it finishes at 1.42. 4 strikeouts for Lugo, 2 for Chronister, who picks up her 4th save of the year. She is now the first Florida pitcher to get to 4 saves on the season. FGCU had a couple of opportunities in this game, 3 base hits, a hit batter. They had 2 runners on in the 3rd inning. That was their best chance, and unable to come through and get anything on the board. Florida improves to 6-1 all-time against the FGCU Eagles as FGCU falls to 21-16. Florida is now 33-6, and they will be in action this weekend against South Carolina. For you Eagles fans, our next broadcast or our next game for FGCU softball will be at 2 p.m. on Saturday, a doubleheader against Jacksonville University. Dolphins and Eagles doing battle this Saturday before the series wraps up on Sunday at 1 p.m. Those games will be here on YouTube Live before FGCU hits the road. So the final home series of the season coming up this weekend for FGCU. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast here from the campus of FGCU. Big thank you to everybody here on our campus crew, and for everybody here in Fort Myers, I'm John Vita saying so long from FGCU, where the 3rd-ranked Gators get a 3-0 win on the road.